So if you're a gym owner, here's the deal. Your ultimate constraint is time. Most gym owners have more things they want to get done to move the business forward than they have time to actually accomplish. And all this is to say nothing about time for you to work out, grab a healthy meal, maybe even hang out with your family. But what if I told you there is a simple power move you can use today to get back 5 to 10 hours per week every week? Well, the great news is this is a thing you can do, and in this video, I'll show you how. My name is Mark Fisher from businessforunicorns.com, and if you like the content in this video and you'd like a little bit more help identifying the next thing you need to work on with your gym to move the gym business ball forward, go ahead, click on the description box below, and you'll want to find the free Gym Owner Report Card. It is a really awesome, completely free resource that will help you assess which parts of the gym need most help, and importantly, in what order do you need to approach them to get the best results. Now, it's no secret, and you will likely not be shocked, that my suggestion to get 5 to 10 hours back is not actually some sort of Harry Pottery time machine move. It's just hiring some help. For just a few $100s, you will likely be able to outsource the most menial, not exciting, energy draining, frequent and repeatable, professional, and importantly, personal tasks. So the way that this is often suggested to think about, which I think is a good model, is essentially figure out what your net owner benefit, or if you prefer just your cash income on the year, divided by 2,000. That's your crude approximation of an hourly rate, which means if you can hire somebody to do a task for less than you're getting paid, it's probably gonna make sense for you to do it. Now, there's a lot of context that is unfortunately more than I can cover in the scope of this particular video, because I do think how you choose this person, how you hire this person, how you train this person, there's a lot of things there that need to be considered. And happily, if you go to the playlist part of this YouTube channel and you go to hiring and management, you'll find a lot of useful things in there we've already covered. But right now I wanna cover two particular solutions you can find today to get you 5 to 10 more hours getting some of these menial repeating tasks off of your plate. The first bucket is virtual assistants. Now, it's no secret since the pandemic, remote work has exploded, and more there is, and it's almost too much. There's so many solutions. There's so many different either agencies or job sites for remote workers, both domestic and foreign, that you can get for a wide array of hourly rates with a wide array of skills. And this is amazing because a lot of these people will be very happy to work on a very fractional hourly basis, because one of the challenges you run into is maybe you're not ready to make a full-time hire. But right now, remember, our goal is 5 to 10 hours per week. I want to keep hammering that, because what could you do if you started having 5 to 10 extra hours per week? That'd be a game changer for a lot of you. Now, the one thing to consider is if you're hiring a virtual assistant, I want to emphasize again, all the things about hiring, training, all that stuff still matters. In my experience, people have an unfortunately really not great tendency to do an even worse job of managing by application of like, oh, great, I hired you. I don't want to do these things anymore. Here, you do them. So you do have to hire them, and it's also worth knowing you're gonna get what you pay for. So based on what you choose, based on what hourly rate you're paying, and you really wanna be thoughtful about matching that skill to the very tasks that you want outsourced. But regardless, in most situations, you can get back 40 hours per month with a pretty minimal financial investment. Now, the second bucket that I think can be very much worth considering, but again, has peril that I've covered in my previous video, the promise and peril of hiring clients, is potentially hiring a client or maybe even bartering with a client. Remember, the goal for this project is to find 5 to 10 extra hours. While I'd encourage you to check out that video in the description box below, you know, right after you hit subscribe. In many cases, you can find a client that is very happy to give you 5 to 10 hours of physical in-person help. And certainly this is an advantage of this bucket versus the virtual assistant, is sometimes you'll need things like errands. Could be anything from, you know, going out to buy some things, or maybe like a bank run, or any number of things that a trustworthy person is willing to do. Now, another thing you can consider doing is if you hire a client and you really want to get a slightly higher level of skill than just bartering. Because when you do the math, the bartered membership alone, depending on your market, you're not going to get an awesome outcome for 40 hours a week probably. But what we do at Mark Fisher Fitness is we pay a much more modest hourly rate than otherwise we would. And admittedly, our memberships are kind of expensive. So when we do the math on a monthly basis, it starts to become attractive to the person's helping us out that we're bringing in. In fact, we call our work study staff, quote unquote, the Rainbow Wranglers, and they are paid, again, modest, but they're paid an hourly rate. in addition to the complimentary membership. And we've recently hired the magical Caleb as an office wrangler, and he's doing this for us. And wow, it's been a real game changer, really opening up our capacity for our administrative team. And you can do the same thing. Understand time is your main constraint as a gym owner. Once you open up that time, and some of it maybe just giving you a little bit more breathing room, some of it you're going to use to hang out with your kids, and some of it you're going to use on higher leverage activities, which again might be training clients, or in some situations, hopefully spending more time on marketing activities and selling memberships, so your gym grows, you make more impact on more people, and then you are fulfilling the promise of Business for Unicorns. You're a gym owner making more impact, creating more personal freedom, and getting more take-home income. And if you want to find another video for how to effectively manage these individuals, well, if you haven't checked out my video on how I run my one-on-ones, I think it is a super simple framework. I use it with my fantastic personal assistant, Joy, who's utterly amazing, and you can use it too. For more about Business for Unicorns, head over to businessforunicorns.com, and I will see you next time with another video where I will share more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and philosophy.